All right, thank you everybody for joining in. I see a lot of new faces this week, which is really great. It's very nice to have you. My name's Chris. I maybe would have introduced myself to you at some point this week, but this is also Paul Warren. You'll see here who kind of runs the show. But yeah, you're here for the 40K Formula Workshop. Go to the next slide. We'll kind of get into what it's all about and why we're here. But quickly, there's three things I'd love for you to do, plus one extra thing at the end. Just to get the most out of it, I just want you guys to try and put away the next 60 minutes, as little distractions as possible, just so you can get, full focus for this event. And if you can, please have your webcam on. It's just helpful for us to see faces when we do feedback. It's just a nicer experience. And lastly, is be ready to chat. So we're going to ask a couple questions, mainly just yes or no kind of questions throughout. But we do require feedback. This is kind of an interactive workshop. So we do really appreciate when people are giving us feedback in the chat and following along. So if that made sense to everyone, could you please drop a yes in the chat? If no, drop a no, if we can kind of hash that out. Yes, Linda, awesome. Kyle, thank you. Damien, beautiful. Thank you. Andrew, awesome. Awesome, awesome. Yes, Darren, Sue, beautiful. Roy, lovely. All right, cool. We'll go on. Thank you, guys. Lastly, this is the last thing I need you guys to do, if you can. So we've made a post in the Facebook group that I've linked you before. If you go ahead and just hashtag ecom, comment on that. We usually give away prizes, and we just pick a couple people from the comment section there on the post. So you'll see it pinned at the top. The stream, just type hashtag ecom, and we'll pick a couple of you to win some of our courses. We have the conversion rate blueprint here, which is one of our most popular ones. And yeah, happy to give it away tonight for whoever comments.
Awesome.
Perfect. So there's three goals for us today, three things we want you guys to walk away with from here. One is to understand how to convert more browsers into buyers. Conversion rate optimization is one of the biggest things when it comes to growing e-commerce brands. And there's no point sending traffic to a website if it's not actually going to turn them into customers. Very common problem. This is something we want to help you out with immensely today. Secondly is how to nail paid ads. We speak to people every single day who have either tried running paid ads like Facebook or Google for their own brands and just have failed miserably. You can't seem to find profit in it, or you've worked with an agency you promised to the world and they never really deliver, and you're just spending more money on not making profit, which is never any good. And lastly, we want to help you guys to figure out a pathway to profit. So we're going to break this down. You'll see us use kind of a month, kind of like a 3 month at a time graph on what we recommend for businesses to focus on to see an actual clear pathway to profit. And we'll go into that in a couple of minutes when we actually start the presentation. Go ahead, Paul. Three kind of common misconceptions, well, not misconceptions, but questions we usually hear when people kind of ask about this workshop. It really comes down to, will this work for me? And it's usually, will it work for my niche? We're using these same strategies in just about every niche that we kind of work with in the e-commerce circle and Insight for our e-commerce agency. So if it is e-commerce and it's not a taboo industry, yes, this stuff will work. Secondly, is it going to work at your size? The same strategies that we teach to people who are just starting is the same thing that we work on for people who are already doing 50 or 100K per month in revenue. It's just applied at a different level. So yes, doesn't matter what size you're at, this will be a great hour for you. And is it going to work now? Really, really importantly, everything that we teach is based on what we're using right now to grow our e-commerce brand. So none of this is going to be old information. It's all going to be stuff that is getting results as we speak. So who is this for? Typically, the people that we want to see succeed and we want to work with the most are those who are genuinely passionate about their business and the products that they sell. This is for people who don't want to sell crap that's just going to end up in the bin in 2 weeks just for a little bit of profit. We're here for people who are serious about growing real brands that they can feel happy waking up every day knowing that they're going to work on. Secondly, this is going to be for people who feel a little bit overwhelmed in the e-commerce journey. If you've been in this for a little bit, you probably have recognized that it's kind of like juggling plates, trying to make everything work. And sometimes it can become very, very overwhelming. And we're trying to cut through that just to get you to focus on the things that need to be focused on to see the most, most growth without overwhelming. And lastly is, well, we're on business. There's one reason we do this, and it's to make money. We want to make sure that when we run these businesses that we are paying ourselves and paying ourselves well, not just the ATO, not just the manufacturers, not just our ad accounts. We want to make sure that we're able to take home good money every month that can, build the lifestyles that we truly want. So if you're any of those three things, this is definitely for you guys. Go ahead, Paul.
There you go.
Yeah, I'll let you introduce
May,
yourself.
may as well do this bit. So, again, guys, thanks for jumping on. So, why should you listen to me? So, everything that I teach is stuff that I've done and I've experienced, and I've gone through all the struggles that you guys are probably going through. I built Walcom, which was one of the first IT online e-stores in Australia. I sold about 40 mil products. 2014, I sold it to a publicly listed company. Then I started Insightful, which is a Shopify agency. We do about 100 Shopify sites a year. And I'm also the CEO and founder and co-founder with Chris McLean here of the e-commerce circle. So where we coach about 60 or 70 brands in there at the moment. And those brands are anywhere from 6, 7, and there's a few 8-figure brands in there. So, doing millions a month, right? So next slide. So again, I've been at this for a very long time for some crazy reason. I don't know why, but I'm still going. I must enjoy it. So um, work with heaps of brands. I'd like to think that I've mastered the art of hiring, firing, building teams, building really good, systems and infrastructure around brands. I've sold lots of really, really good products. When I started, I sold lots of rubbishy products. Obviously now I sell good products, so I figured it out and I'll share that with you guys. I like to take complex problems and make them simple. Most e-commerce people overcomplicate everything. And then, as Chris alluded to, they spin a lot of plates, they do a lot of stuff, and not much good happens. Um, and as I mentioned, I'm all about focusing on sustainable growth. So I'm a dad. I've got a 2-year-old and a 4-year-old. So two little tornadoes. The last thing I want to do is working 100 hours a week, and I want the same thing for my clients. So most of the brands that I work with, their parents, whether they're parents of real kids or fur kids or older kids. Um, it's really important to help people build businesses that they're just not, you never see your kids basically or your partner or whatever. So that's really important to me. So again, funny thing is I've used the stuff that I'm teaching now into the 50 or 60 brands in the circle, and everyone inside of our agency is the same stuff that I've used forever, right? This stuff doesn't really change. It gets slightly better. But the foundational stuff always just crushes it. So I certainly don't teach all the latest and greatest like rubbish that you find online where it works for about an hour or a week and then it stops working. It's not how you grow an ecom brand. So I'm not your guy if you want fads, basically. So um, just quickly, so as you can see, Chris and Sarah, great friends to us. Got a beautiful daughter, Elsie. They came to us in November 2023, I reckon it would have been.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we've coached them for over a year now. They started off in a tiny little store, a beautiful little store, but it was tiny in Hampton. They're now into a much, much bigger facility down in Moorabbin inside the Collective building, for those of you that know what that is. When they started, they're doing about 30K. Now they've significantly grown, obviously out of respect for them, I won't share exactly how much they're making and so forth and what they're selling now, but they've got a great team, they're crushing it. They also, provide exceptional experiences to all of their customers. So they've really nailed who they sell to, and how they sell and how to scale, basically. So this is Narelle and Landon. As Chris refers to them, they're nomads, basically. They live in a bus. So this amazing bus there that is fully off grid. Landon is a Sparky. So I think it was about 5 years ago, they decided to like get out of the rat race, and Landon's going to be stop being a Sparky. So now they help other people, set up your bus, set up your caravan, set up where they live off grid. They don't have a warehouse, they don't have nothing. Their whole business is like it's not traditional drop shipping. So we'll talk about that later, but they do, they're a multi-7-figure business now. And they sell an amazing product and they help a lot of people. So oh yeah, I'll do this bit, Chris. So I'm a pretty honest person, so I'll just put this out there. The reason we do this is because we were looking for our next success stories. We like working with really, really good brands that sell good products, that like making money. They like keeping most of the money they're making and not giving it to the ATO. And obviously, like you're building good brands. So we're teach and do guys. We teach what we do and we teach the stuff that's working right now. Yeah, and I've already said the other stuff, I want to help as many people as possible. Obviously, we have time constraints, like it's stinking hot in my office and I'd rather be not in the office, but I'll be here for an hour to help you guys with this stuff. And at the end of it, we'll actually have an offer for those of you that we think will help benefit you guys as well. So just quickly, if you're okay with me sharing that offer at the end of the call, let me know. Just chuck a yes in the comment, and then we'll keep powering through this. So quickly, would be good to get a bit of a snapshot of like where you guys are kind of at. So, if you're brand new, no revenue or 0 to 10, just chuck startup in there. If you're set up, 10 to 25K, grow up 25K on and scale up. Occasionally there's people in here that are, sitting there mysteriously with their webcam on and they're, I'm doing 1 million a month already. If that's you, that's all right. Just, feel free to put whatever you want in there. But again, all of this stuff's going to help you guys. Here's another one of our amazing success stories, Dan and Regan. So Regan was a highly accomplished chef in the UK, came back, and she decided to start selling all the amazing sauces that she sells. They no longer have a sales problem. They have a problem that they can't make enough sauce, basically. So they're trying to find a bigger factory, more people to cook and stir and whatever else goes into doing sauces. But beautiful couple. We fixed their website. We fixed their brand strategy. We nailed their meta ads. We nailed their Google ads. SEO is crushing it for them. We just have been coaching. I've been coaching them for a year now. So this is Will. Will doesn't like sharing his face. Is Mr. Mysterious Will. He joined the circle. He 30x'd his results, his revenue inside of, what was it, Chris? Like 2 months or something? Whatever, 3 months. Yeah. So got a cool business. He's very much a faceless business, but check out his site. I probably should have bought one from him today. Sells fans and stuff. Keep you cool, but cool business idea. So, and he's, also a great part of our community. People like him and Dan and Regan and Chris and Landon, who you've seen, are part of our ecom circle. So they're in there going, sharing what's working, sharing what's not working, helping people out and so forth. So again, there's, I think, 120 people in the community at the moment inside the e-commerce circle. So just like these guys. So today what we're going to do, we're going to go through the more orders model, right? As you can see, this beautiful mysterious triangle that Chris McLean probably kind of invented. Now the 3 parts of the triangle are, as you can see here, we've got the store and how it converts. We've got the story and how you connect with the audience, and the strategy and control. So I'll break them all out, and then we're going to pick one of you, or maybe 3 lucky people on the call, and we're going to do this for you. So when I talk about store and convert, a lot of people will go and buy a theme or pay some agency who has no place in building bloody websites. We'll build them a website and it doesn't convert properly, right? Because you've got your homepage, your product page, your collection page, your cart drawer, all the other pages. On all of those pages, there is a whole bunch of elements that should go on those pages in order for you to convert better, right? So as an example, a product page should have reviews. It should have social proof. It should have information about shipping. It should have 40 other things that go on that page. And if you have those, you convert better, right? It's the same with the collection page, and it's the same with the home page, and it's the same with the cart. 99% or 90% of people whose sites I look at, missing everything. So there's a reason people have a terrible conversion rate, or they don't have a conversion rate that is as good as it could be. That's the first part of this triangle. Now, the second thing is, how you actually tell the story about your brand. So if you think about how ads work, right? You go, you get all excited and you launch a meta ad campaign and you go, I'll do a video or I'll do something. If you don't have a compelling brand story that you're sharing in your ads, and then that same story is then not repeated all through your website, it also won't convert as good as it could, right? So there's a reason, I see a few guys in here, you guys are probably familiar with the likes of, like a Gymshark or a Bunnings or the blokey things, you see an ad and you're like, oh, here's Kevin talking about how amazing this particular brand is that's available at Bunnings. I go to the Bunnings website and then that messaging is continued on the website, right? So you go, cool, I'm going to buy. Here's my credit card. Give me your money, So, and if you think about other brands, this is how it should be working. Again, most people just get this wrong. And lastly, when it comes to actually doing Google ads and SEO and content marketing and video marketing and meta ads, if you don't actually have a proper digital strategy, you're just wasting money, right? Because you've got to bring it all together. And you got to have a compelling brand story, and you got to have a high converting website. Now, I like to use the analogy that hands up if you're married on this call, or I've got a partner, right? So at some point, right, and I'll speak to the guys, you went out, you got dressed really nice, right? So think about you getting dressed really nice. That's your website, right? In terms of how it's going to convert. And you went out there and you spoke really nicely. You didn't rock up drunk. Hopefully, maybe you did, but you went out, you spoke good, you told a compelling story about how you wanted 3 kids, 2 dogs, a beautiful house, blah, 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 So that's your brand story. Because you nailed those 2 things at some point, and then, you brought that together, you'll go, oh, I'll go to the bar, blah, 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 at this time. And this is a digital strategy. It worked. You met great partners, great husband, great wife, whatever. Unfortunately, most people's websites are I like to say, half drunk because they don't talk very well, and they're out there wearing Crocs and not built to convert very well, right? And then why this is such a big problem is because then people start spending a lot of money on Google ads and SEO and meta ads, and they're sending all of this traffic to a website that's not built to convert and not built to say the right thing, right? And then you start talking to your meta ads guy and your Google ads guy, and you're like, why am I only getting a 2x return on my ad spend or a 3x return on my ad spend? And what do you think they say? Let's spend more money. That'll fix the problem, right? Which is the complete wrong strategy. Whereas the model that I'm teaching you here is like, make sure the website converts as best as it possibly can. Make sure the brand is as compelling as it possibly is, and then do the next step, right? And then you keep moving around this triangle and keep improving as we go constantly. Like, this is a never ending thing, and it's always evolving, right? But because of, the way agencies work and stuff, and, people work in general, most people, I would imagine there's very few people who teach what we teach on here. So what we're going to do is, I'll stop screen sharing for now. We're going to have a look at a few of you. I'll give you like 10, 15 each, and I'll show you a few of the things that are wrong, how we can fix them, and where we go from here, okay? So who do we want to pick first? Chris, who's our first victim slash volunteer?
Andrew, if you're okay with that, I like your website, but we could start off there. It's pretty interesting.
Yeah,
American Apostle?
happy to do it.
Yeah, perfect, mate.
Alrighty, cool. So let's have a look. Share screen.
Can you give us a bit of an introduction to like the idea of the website, how long you've been around? I know you got some interesting issues at the moment. We can discuss those as well.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, so
Yeah.
I kind of kicked this website off probably mid last year, but have had a number of issues actually marketing the products due to censorship. In terms of the impetus behind it, I guess it's just in relation to my passion for politics. I consider myself on the conservative side of the aisle when it comes to politics. I'm very, in tune with a lot of political discourse that takes place, here in Australia as well as in the US. I'm an avid Trump supporter. I know that rubs a lot of people the wrong way, but I've been passionate about Donald Trump for quite a while, and decided to sell a lot of merch, which is mainly t-shirts, caps, mugs, hoodies, that type of stuff, with some pretty unique designs of my own, in order to I guess send a bit of a message, but also propagate those values of, in this case with American Apostle, American exceptionalism, and really illustrating the values that have shaped Western societies as a whole. And I'm passionate about spreading that message. So created this website with a lot of the merch representing those values.
You're a brave man. I'll say that. Occasionally I make comments about this stuff, and I just get slaughtered, by the lefties. So, but
Yeah.
so yeah, cool, interesting. I mean, it's obviously a huge passion niche. Do you know what I mean? Like, that many people are pro Trump and so forth, and I'm one of them. But I think you're on the right path. I'm looking at your brand message here. So, browse our latest product. So if we jump straight into it, there's no brand message though. It's just a product catalog. You know, there's no real like, hey, I've started this brand. I'm doing this thing for this particular reason. Like, you need a
That would be on the
sentence.
About Us page. Like, I
Yeah.
haven't
So
put it front and center, but it's there
yeah,
because it's obviously very wordy. If you go to the About Us page, you'll read about, the genesis behind, who we are and what we stand for. But,
yeah,
in terms of being able to articulate all of that goodness on that homepage, I mean, I'm all ears if there's a way to do it better, but I wanted to keep it fairly simple and sleek. So
definitely is. Chris McQueen, over to you. What do you think
Yeah, I
from a
mean, you
brand
kind of
messaging?
had it in that first. You want to summarize that whole. Obviously, you're not going to stick that whole about us page on the homepage, but you want to give me as the visitor a summary that I go, okay, yes, I'm interested in this topic, and yes, this is the type of thing I like to buy. This is my vibe. This is my tribe. I'm in the right place. So even, where American Spirit meets quality apparel and gifts, that gives me an idea of what you're selling. Right, it's about the American spirit. It's about quality apparel. I've got a couple of indicators there as to what I'm about to go through from a purchase process. So something like that, where you're incorporating what you do, who you do it for, kind of why you exist, why you're different, and bonus points if you can also include sort of high volume keywords. So it's this kind of art and science of headline writing where you've kind of got all those things. Here's the unique thing I do. Here's kind of our brand positioning. This is the promise we're making to our buyers. This is what we do, who we do it for. And in there somewhere, there's quality apparel, or there's apparel and gifts is probably sort of the keyword, or it might be American apparel and gifts, right? Some sort of keyword that again indicates to the search engines what the site's about. So a really killer headline tells the browser what the site's about, and it also tells the search engine what the site's about in a nice, succinct kind of 1 or 2 sentence kind of catch-all. So that's ultimately kind of what you want to get in a sort of in this top section of your website in what's called the H1, and then in sort of like your headline, and then in your sub-headline, you might go a little bit deeper into, hey, these are my beliefs, and this is why we're selling this stuff. Again, whether you go into kind of who you are, being an Aussie selling American stuff, but there's got to be a bit of a brand story. So like, who are you and why should I buy from you? Is this all unique? Are they custom designs? Are they new designs? Can I get these anywhere else? Is it all, that kind of stuff? I want to get that feeling before I'm going to start shopping with you. Does that kind of make sense?
Needs to be around also the whole like free speech, right? I mean, that's what Donald Trump is about, like he wants people to have free speech. And I mean, everyone should have, largely, except Kanye. He's a dickhead getting canned at the moment in America. But like most people should have sense, normalized making sense, like free speech, and it's got to be around like, freedom and values, hey, we stand for freedom. We're your values. Do you know what I mean? That's largely what like they're about. Do you know what I mean? So as soon as someone lands on the website, like, yeah, I'm in the right spot. That's what I want here. Yeah, I'm proudly conservative and I'm unapologetically American. People go,
okay,
that's me. This is a suit. I don't need to just knock that out quickly, but something like that. And then as you go down and you start getting into the brand story, it doesn't need to be a lecture, like, but it can be, I'll share some conversion rate things now, but like main point 1, main point 2, main point 3 kind of that should be sitting around this part of the website, such as, we've sold 5,000 of these hats and, to these kind of people and for this kind of reason, and whatever those kind of trust indicators are, right? Because people are going to look at that and go, yeah, cool, I've got it. It's not just a merch store or something. It's like you're trying to create a movement with this, rather than
100%.
Yeah, you're not just trying to capitalize on like, hey, Trump won the election and like make America great again, blah, and he's a red hat. Like, and there's probably millions of his someone bloody red hats,
Yeah. I'd be keen to see who's doing that pretty well, because I guess what you're really enunciating here for the website, I kind of imagine this as a lot of text on that front page, and I know that you've got to be able to strike that balance between telling the brand story while at the same time minimizing all that text for people to see. So I'd be keen to see who's doing what you're describing now really well for me to kind of copy.
Yeah. So be inspired by. So this is Chris and Sarah. You're saying,
Exactly,
so for example, like think about how many toy shops are out there, millions of them. Do you know what I mean? But you land here and you instantly like unleash your child's imagination at a toy store. Every toy tells a tale. No parent's gonna go, shit, that sounds terrible. You know, everyone's going to go,
Mm-hmm.
I want to remember what that feels like, you know, and then, oh, we do this and we do that and spark wonder at every age and go, great, killer H1, killer H2. Same with this one, you know, elevate your collection of premium watch boxes designed for collectors. Everyone goes, oh yeah, that's me, right? You know, crafted for the other blah, blah, blah. So there's a H1, there's a H2. And then we start getting into these sections. So, you know, expert guidance and personalized recommendation from, you know, knowledgeable staff. You go, I absolutely want that versus dealing with the 16-year-old kid at Toy World, you know, and then I want convenient shopping, you know, tailored to busy parents. You know, again, as a dad who buys a lot of stuff for his kids, I know that I can call Sarah and Chris, or I know that I can find stuff instantly and I've got it, you know, handpicked from our hearts to your home, like nailed it, you know. So, and these are two of our clients, you know, impeccable craftsmanship, you know, premium display aesthetics, versatile,
Gotcha.
personalized. So see the framework that we go through. This, boom, you know, this, boom, right? You don't have that at the moment. It's just gone. Here's the products. So
Yeah, if you look at the
Yep.
Torbury example, you know, where your luxury was, the what is? Just click on that, Paul, for a sec. The headline, you know, elevate your watch collection designed for collectors. So, you know, you might be like wear your freedom on your sleeve or something like that. There'll be a phrase that kind of captures your spirit, that captures that essence of why somebody
Patriots.
would want to join your tribe, right? I like this guy. I'm the same type of person. This resonates with me, and there's also some kind of, I mean, your site's clearly going to be very polarizing, but emotional. So what's that emotional connection that someone's going to go, yes, I want to wear my basically wear my voice on myself and express myself through my clothing and through the hat that I wear. How do you capture that into something that's going to make someone go like, hell yeah, I want to buy that hat?
Yeah, like clearly your audience, I would imagine, is super probably very masculine. Do you know what I mean? So, and very patriotic, you know. So it's like made for patriots via patriot, that kind of thing. Because you want people to instantly identify, you know, like I identify as a good parent and I'm busy and I want
Right.
to give my
Yep.
kids spark and wonder. Or I've got lots of watches, you know. Yeah, I'm a watch collector and I want premium and I blah 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 blah. I'm like, cool. That's why I'm going to shop from him versus going to Kmart and buy a watch box or whatever, you know. And it's the same with the other 50 plus brands that we work with. As soon as you land on there, you go, I'm calling you out, you know. And then you can see how we kind of do it, but it makes a massive, massive difference if once you nail that. So,
Yep.
and it's way more important than just this. You know, it's got to come before, like this site's missing a whole bunch of stuff in the header at the moment that's going to cause issues from a conversion point of view. So,
Right. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, that's good feedback. Mind you, I don't send a lot of people directly to the homepage. If I do happen to get any ads up and running, they're usually to catalog pages or specific product pages. But yeah, I mean, look, points well made, and I think I could definitely make some enhancements there.
let's have a look at this one now. So Ultra Mag. You know what you can do? We can pivot this as well to make it like it be related to elbow, Albanese. I seen someone say make elbow go away.
Go away. Yeah,
oh.
yeah, I've seen that cap as well. I don't know if that's going to resonate in the US, but
No,
yeah.
in Australia, you need an Australianpostal.com. So and sell
Yeah,
that.
yeah. Well,
So
I do sell Aussie Patriot stuff as well, but it's a different site.
there you go. Okay. This is good. Get rid of reviews because you have none. Like, don't do that until you've got lots, you know, like go and ask everybody who's going to give you a review to give you a review. If you're, you know, I've got like 300 reviews. Add the cart button's fine. Short description. You're missing a short description. Doesn't have information about shipping. Is it in stock? Where does it ship from? There's no people
It
wearing the
should be
product.
there.
It's in the wrong spot. It's too far. It's too far down. It's hidden. It needs to be up higher, like this. So go to product page. Book a bike. Everyone should buy one of these if you've got kids. They're indestructible. You know. So people are looking at the product page. You know, great. Here's the product name. Here's 12 reviews. Here's short description. We don't have many in stock. Scroll down. Here's how much shipping costs. It's in stock. Here's pickup. Here's description. There's heaps of other conversion elements in there that you kind of don't have at the moment. And it's the same with your product pages. So if I go to caps, again, you can filter by, I mean, you don't really need to go crazy filtering, but your product pages are far too short to convert as good as they can. Like you definitely need more of a message in here, and you need people wearing the product first and foremost.
Can you, like, you've probably selected the worst category there
Okay.
to scrutinize. Maybe if you go to, yeah, t-shirts is probably fine.
Okay. Which one do you want me to have a look at?
Just go to the American Gangster, that one, second row, at the very end to the right. Yep.
Yep. Yeah, that's better. Yeah, photos of people. Okay. Move this as well. Like move this so that the images are on the left-hand side. That converts better than down the bottom. Other than that, it's okay.
Oh, okay.
Biggest
I'd
issue,
have
we
to check
you can't see that. Yeah, you can't see you add the cart button. So most people will go, oh, how do I buy it? But surprisingly, there's a lot of numpties on the internet that don't know how to scroll down. So
Right. Okay.
change these into drop downs, change these into drop downs, move everything up. So there is a
I think 90% of my traffic comes through on mobile, if I'm not mistaken. But
okay, probably yeah. All right. There's a bunch of other things in there as well. You would probably do well to get our conversion rate optimization course. Go through that, and it'll tell you what's missing. So it's just like $150 or something, like really good. Do you want to add anything else to that, Chris and Chris, before we jump on to the next person? I think we've nailed this one.
Yeah, you got to build that tribe. Like this is a passion niche. It's a emotional niche. You got to build that passion and take all of that about us stuff and get it into the homepage in a succinct way that connects emotionally to the type of dude that's going to buy all of your products because he just loves the whole vibe of it and wants to show that he's part of this tribe.
Big thing as well is you want people on the site who look like the people who are going to be buying the product, right? So I don't imagine necessarily that this guy is, the bulk majority of the type of person who's going to buy this product. Like if I'm on Bunnings and Bunnings have photos of dudes pushing lawnmowers, they should have like 44-year-old dad bod guys like me pushing the lawnmower, and then all the other guys are like, oh, I get it. You know what I mean? Not like a 18-year-old kid or whatever. So if you can get as many people to take photos like real people, like wearing it and looking kind of very patriotic, game changer. So there's still much more. Happy to help you like find out what else is going on. But I mean, obviously, like this is a huge, I think you're in a good spot. I would be, it's a business you could certainly go do very well with. It's going to be hard though. Like going to end up with like very unpositive Google reviews and whatnot, I guess at some point, but hey, it's part of the parcel, doing it. But yeah, so hope that has been helpful, man.
Cool. Cheers.
Yeah. All right, who's next?
Yeah, we're going to connect Andrew with Lockie to talk about some of the ads after that, but be happy to see if we can organize catching up as well.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, Lucky will crush this for you. Definitely. Yeah.
Perfect.
He'll say the same thing that I do. Like we need different photos, different videos and stuff, but that's super easy to get. Yeah. All right, who's next?
Next, we have, I think Roy's up next. Roy, if you're around, can you drop a link to your website again in the chat?
Cuttingchemicals.com.au.
Yes, I believe. If you want to introduce yourself, let us know what's going on, what you're hoping to achieve, anything you're struggling with right now.
Oh, there's lots of stuff happening here.
All good.
Car care has always been a passion for those.
Are you able to unmute by any chance, Roy?
Can you hear me right?
Yes. How are you?
Sweet. Thanks, guys.
Of course. Give us a little bit of introduction, mate.
So look, thank you for having me on, I guess. There's a lot going on this website, I know. We actually created this website ourselves probably about 4 years ago, during COVID. So we're car detailers by trade. That's what we do, and we created these products to we're just kind of sick of seeing people waste the potential of their vehicles using inferior products. Now, the car care product range in Australia is huge. The market is quite saturated, which makes it kind of hard to break into. But with what we've got kind of a real niche kind of product that has very specific, like we started with 5 products to start with. And they were these ones in the Flairosol that you see there next to Paul that he's using there in these special bottles. So these bottles are actually like very environmentally friendly. They basically what they do is they propel the product out of the bottle in a mist instead of using any propellants like any chemical propellants. So it's all quite
wow.
natural. It's safe for the environment. It's safe for the vehicle. It's safe for your health. And they're products that work. So they were the original 5. Then we obviously added a few more products to the range to help people actually clean the car. So that's where you see the brushes and the other stuff that you can kind of tell which ones have been added later by the photos that we've made ourselves. And then obviously we've had professional photos taken for the other bits and pieces of the product.
Did the professional photographers use like a Nokia 5110 or something? This photo's blurry as, mate. What's going on there?
That one is very blurry. Look, it's our first time on Shopify, I'm not gonna lie. I'm pretty sure we created that in Canva a long time ago. So yes, you're right, those photos do look pretty shit.
Yeah. Honest opinion, you need to start again. Like, so
sure.
when we build a high converting Shopify website, there is a flow. There is a way that it's built, you know, like you got your H1 here and your H2 and your trust signals and your brand message and then your best selling products. And then there's, you know, like social proof, and then there's collections. Yours is kind of the stuff.
It's everywhere, man. Yeah.
I mean, you're an exceptionally good car detailer. I imagine you're not a web designer, and I'm an exceptionally good web designer and not a good car cleaner. So you know what I mean? It's why I pay
horses for courses for sure.
Yeah, even looking at your product pages and stuff, it's just kind of
like
not sure what's going on there.
See that? It just goes straight over.
Yeah. So again, like at the end of this, like Chris Villado from my team, he'll have a chat with you. Like, there's 2 things. You either go, guys, just fix it for me, build my website, or we have a product that we can sell you that you can use our high converting framework and you can do a lot of it yourself. Puts you on a much better path than kind of like, you know, buying whatever theme you've purchased. And, you know, I've got a pink button there and a
blue button up there, exactly.
Blue button there and no add to cart button here and no brand message, and there's no you on the front page, no information about you guys, you know. So another blue button. So you know, that's what you need to do basically. That's what I would be recommending, because you've got an okay brand messaging. I would push that way harder. Like, I'd have you on the front page. Like, how long have you been a car detailer for?
10 years, mate. Almost a decade.
Yeah. Well, there you go. You know, it's right here. Like, you look like a lovely guy. Put a video out there and go, you know, and here's the cars that I've cleaned using our product. And people are like, nice. My whatever Lambo looks great because I use Rose products. You know what I mean? Even what you said about, so you gave a few snippets. You know, it's not using shitty aerosol chemicals or something to push it out. You know, and it's going to wreck your paint. So you would have that here, and you'd have another one here and another one there, and you'd be like, yeah, great, sounds way better. You know what I mean? So so have a chat with Chris at the end, and he'll go through how all that works, I reckon.
Absolutely. We'll connect,
because your site's probably a bit different to Andrew's. Like, he's got stuff going in the right kind of order, and we just need to move some stuff around and add some things in there. I mean, don't get me wrong, he would do better if we build his website for him. He'd crush it way quicker. But he's just a little bit further down the path than where this at. I mean, question though, have you got goals to like get this into a 10, 20, 30, 100 grand a month business?
Oh yeah, for sure, man. Well, the end game obviously is to get it into bricks and mortar. That's where we eventually want to get to. But yeah, definitely, because the products are fantastic, and it's all Australian made. It's all made here.
Okay, so let's do this. I didn't do this for Andrew. I might come back to do this, but so let me know if you're happy with how I go with doing this, Chris Way. So I'm just going to map out a plan for Roy. So as Chris said at the start of the call, here's what we call our fast path plan: how to grow your business over the next 6 months. All right. So again, we keep this super easy because it is super easy, and every e-commerce person out there overcomplicates stuff. But here's what you need to do: 1, fix your website. Needs work. All right. You know, fix your brand strategy. All right. BS. So that's the message that you talk about your brand. At least so that we can get like the short piece of text on the homepage and the H1 and the H2 and some benefits. All right. You know, even if you just do Chris McLean's brand course and it's $150, do that, learn how this stuff works, then go, I can see how good you are at what you do. Can you help me do it? And then we can do a full one. I mean, this is what separates the little brands from the big brands that go,
Yeah.
I want to do it properly, and it's going to take me a month to do it, and he'll
Yeah.
help you. But for some people, you can just do his course and you can crush it. Website, I'd probably say, don't do it yourself. Let's fit it. We'll
Thanks,
fix it for you. So, all good. I don't know that I would do Google ads for this. I imagine that space is just flooded ads, right?
It's flooded. Yeah.
For this to work, we need like really good video of you talking about being a detailer, talking about the product and why it's so different. And all of that would come out of doing a brand strategy with Chris, because he'll really help you articulate it the same way he did with the Toy Box Tales website. There's a reason, like Chris and Sarah can talk about what they do now is because they did that work with him,
Yeah.
So website, brand strategy. Then I would just start build out your meta ads campaign. So I spoke at the start. We've got a community called the eCommerce Circle. Join. We've got 2 levels for everybody. You join our, you're not ready for our inner circle, but our community program. We do a coaching call. We'll teach you how to run meta ads, and it's on every single week with Lockie, and he's one of the best media buyers in Australia. Come, join, learn, keep coming back every week, nailing it, right? Until you reach a point where you just go, I'm too busy and I value my time, and I'm happy to pay him the $1,000 or the $2,000 a month that he charges, and he will crush it for people, right? So start there, start there, and then move to here. Get him to run meta ads. Influencer marketing, I think, will be sensational for you.
Yeah, we do a fair bit of that at the moment. That's kind of the only strategy that we're doing.
Yeah, but you could do this at monster scale. Like, use a site like Hash Gifted, which is $200 a month.
Such as what, mate? Sorry, what was the website?
Hash Gifted. Chris will put a link in the comments for it.
Cool.
Yeah. So, made by awesome lady Taryn. She set that site up, and there's thousands of influencers on there. You go in there, you go, hey, here's the product, do a video for me. But in order for it to work, if you don't do this piece here properly, influencers just say whatever they want to say, and it still doesn't work. So you have to do that thing properly, right? Otherwise, you're sending people to the website and it's saying random stuff, you know what I mean? And it's not converting.
It's not converting.
So there you go. Is this a full-time gig, or what is it? Part-time, or still doing detail?
This at the moment is kind of on the side, so it's a bit of family business to do it with my brother and sister. But the detailing is obviously full-time.
You sell your products at the detailing business as well?
So we're mobile, so we sell as much as we can to the people we meet. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, right. See, another reason why your site being the way it is such a big issue as well is because the website should be a sales mechanism tool.
Yeah.
Right. So, for example, people might get you to come and do this stuff for them, and then they'll be like, wow, Roy did a sensational job. Can I buy the products? They'll see what you use, and they might not necessarily say anything, but they come back, I don't know how many cars you detail a month. Let's say it's 100. You know what I mean? If 10 of those people come back every month and they look at this website, this website should be selling for you whilst you're asleep.
Yeah, that's right. That was the aim.
Yeah. At the moment, it's not. So those 10 people, those 20 people, those 30 people, let's call it, I don't know, let's call it 50 people. And they could have spent, $100 with you. You're losing thousands of dollars a month, every single month with this website.
Yeah.
So big issue,
Yeah.
And then you're losing the future revenue from those people talking to their mate. And one dude is in a car club and he's got bloody 500 car friends, and they go check out Roy's website, and they go, no, it's not very good. Like, we'll go to bloody Super Cheap instead. So our website is like a business partner. You know what I mean? More often than not, they work harder than these business partners because they work 24 hours a day to sell it for you. So when you're ready, like, you have to nail this and you have to nail this.
Yeah.
Big difference.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you.
Makes sense? All right.
Really good.
We'll jump on to someone else now. Chris, who's up next?
We've got 2 others that have shared, Damien and Catherine, but both muted at the moment, so I'm not sure if it's gonna work.
What do you got, Kyle? What's yours? No site?
Nothing at all yet. Sort of just your Facebook ad or whatever came past, and I thought that sounds interesting. I'll have a crack, see what it's all about.
Yeah, okay. You need our Shopify store converter kit. Chris will talk about that. Gives you everything you need to get started, and as a bargain, we'll talk about that at the end.
This is Catherine's. We were chatting before. I believe
Yeah.
they're around in the comments. Just can't unmute. So
Queen Co, is it?
Queen Co, yes.
Okay.
Catherine, you
Oops.
still around? If you just drop a message here, we'll kind of go through yours. Just gotta make sure you're still around. Otherwise, we don't want to talk to anybody. There she is. All right, perfect.
Let's have a look. It's so close to Katrina's domain name from. I thought it said Quench, like
Quench,
you know,
yeah,
from
yeah.
our inner circle.
Yeah.
That's a big banner. What's going on there? There's a lot going on in the menu, and then there's a big banner.
How many times have you had the website rebuilt, Catherine? I know you mentioned that to me before. And also, give us just a quick one-liner on what the product is and why it's different.
Perfume.
These are all image banners. There's no text in those.
Yeah, it's just like big image, big image. Handmade perfume, but you don't get headaches. Great idea. Is this how much is it? Is it
$54?
$54? I mean, it's middle. It's not like it's not cheap. And it's not expensive, but I guess the first thing that I think about when I'm on this website is that I don't know how I should feel about your brand, because it doesn't feel premium at all, because it's just like the way things have come together. And I also don't know who it's for, like, what age bracket, what kind of person, and so forth. And these things, like they should be your trust indicators, like, alcohol free, You've gone too early when we start talking about them, as opposed to like, what's your brand messaging strategy? Like potentially this should be your H1 tag. If you love perfume but hate the headaches, in dizziness, where for you? You go, okay, that's sounding good. I haven't used cologne and stuff and had a headache, but is that a big problem out there in the space for ladies on the call? Like, do you get a headache from stuff?
Huge. I've never heard of this.
Yeah, wow. Okay. Maybe probably because you don't wear ladies' perfume, Chris. But I'll buy something.
I thought maybe my missus would mention it at some point. Oh, I'm getting a headache from this perfume.
Yeah. So I mean, that's the sort of thing that needs to be as soon as you land on the banner, right? If that's your main point of difference, beautifully smelling perfume without the headaches, and all the women out there that have that, and men, anyone can wear anything these days, but you go, oh, great, I'm in the right spot. But I just then think from does the website feel and look professional? I don't want to upset anyone on the call, but it's not at the moment, so that's going to be a big sticky point, even if you go, let's just pivot for a bit, like organic perfume. I'll just try and find something that's not like an Estee Lauder or something. But what's this thing? Beautiful product photo. Do you know what I mean? I'm like, no, crap website. Sorry, guys. Hope they're not on the call. What's this one? Because I'll do a side-by-side comparison. Also, looks like a drop shipping business. I'm trying to find one that's actually, all right, nice font choice, minimalistic labels, like, lots of people smiling, like, no blurry photos, award winning. You can definitely feel and see the difference with this, like shadows behind the images, she looks happy. I mean, it's nice to see someone in a fashion and a cosmetic brand actually smiling, because 90% of fashion brands look miserable for some reason. It does convert better. So if you do run a fashion brand, make sure your models are just like not happy. But in this kind of industry though, like you can see the difference, right? So if I go through, even if I start looking at a product, I'm not sure what's going on in the background and the images, but I can't see the logo. I can't see, there's a bit. I will definitely be removing the reviews. It says that you haven't sold any. You've only got 3, right? These brands probably aren't doing that, I reckon. So Sense, or if they are, they've got lots of reviews. Like no reviews, not needed. But you can feel there's a lot of space around the product. It's nice and white. It feels expensive, you know, like, I guess question for the ladies on the call, like, does this look like a premium brand to you? You know, and men, you know,
Definitely.
so
Premium. It's got all the earmarks of premium.
yeah.
Colors, the gold, the black, the space, the white, image
Yeah.
quality, everything.
Like this is, you know, like, so I would be getting professional photos done, and then a lot of this is just very stock standard photo Shopify stuff, you know, like navigation kind of doesn't work well. It should, sticky menus do not convert well. That should be turned off. So there's a lot that we can fix on this site. On a good starting point, honestly, depending on how much money you've got to invest in fixing your business, our Shopify converter kit would get you off to a way better start than, you know, where you're at the moment. Otherwise, again, get us to build you a site, because it shouldn't have any of this stuff in here. This stuff here is in the wrong location. You know, there's a lot that can be done better here. No one needs a Shecom award on their website. I'm going to say that every week. Like, you know, the only people who care about Shecom awards are people who are in Shecom. Customers don't know who this is, right? If I ever give you an award, don't put it on your website. No one cares. You know, if this had said like, you know, best beauty brand in Australia as voted by Vogue, you know, or whatever, like, or something, put that there, you know. So really important. But yeah, my recommendations would be around fix the website, fix the brand strategy, photos, you know, my professional photos are not expensive. 300, 400 bucks. So yeah, we'll get that over to you. So definitely, I mean, Chris is going to kill me at the end of it because you could have said something nice, but like from a positive point of view, you know, like if you've managed to solve the problem of like headaches, you know, sensational. So let's just help you fix the rest of the stuff, you know. So
probably good to like caveat all the information we tell you guys, it's on the basis that the product is good, that it solved the problem, that it's original. Like it's not just like we said at the start, it's not a crap product that'll end up in the bin. If you got a good product, the next step is going to be get the website converting, get the brand messaging clear, and then figure out how to get more people to the website. That's really it. But yeah, you've got the product, obviously, solve the problem.
One of my, I would say, superpowers I've always kind of had, not that I'm Superman or Batman, but it's making like little one-man brands look like big brands and look super professional and look super successful and look like they're making a difference. All right. So that's also why I teach the way that I teach, with the brand stuff and the messaging stuff and the conversion stuff and how to run ads and stuff, because plenty of people out there that are like one or two, you know, people in an ecom brand, and they're making like 50, 60, 70 grand profit a month, doing 200, 300, 400 grand revenue, you know. Like if you nail these things, it's like super, super important, you know. And the one piece of advice to anyone who watches this later, you know, as soon as you can invest in getting a good website done and a brand strategy done, just do it, you know. Like it's taking, people waste 12 months of their life, 6 months of their life, thousands of hours, and end up with a website that never converts. I'm like, you could have spent that time with your kids or some loved one that was like unwell. Do you know what I mean? So I'm like, stop stuffing around with this stuff and just do it properly, you know, and you focus on making the product as good as you can, right? And the customer service as good as you can. And then way quicker, obviously, you have a better business, right? So that's why I'm passionate about this too, right? So anyway, hope that makes sense. Anyone else, Chris, before we
probably wrap up there? I don't think anyone else has shared any.
Cool.
Yeah, beautiful.
All right. So now I've got to find my slide that I lost. Hang on, one sec.
All good.
Share screen. All right, cool. I might as well do this. I'm still talking. Why not? So here's some of the lovely things people say about us. You know, if you go to the reviews.eCommerce Circle page, you'll see more. If you join the community, you see more. If you join the Shopify Australia group, you'll see more. Lots of people saying nice things about all of our team, Chris McLean and his great brand strategies, and Lockie and Andrew and everybody else. So hopefully it's been helpful so far. Hopefully you can see the things that you guys need to fix. Right. So that's the most important thing. I want everyone to walk away and go, I know what I need to do now, you know. Now, two choices. One, Chris likes to refer to this as miserable Paul and happy Paul. So sad Paul is you're going to come back in 12 months time and you're still trying to figure it out on yourself and you're still not working and you're still going, what? Paul, can you help me? And I go, could have been helping you for the last 12 months. That's, you know, that's the first choice. Second choice, where I'm a bit more happy, is like, you can actually choose a proven path, and the same path that we're using to grow heaps of brands. And as I've said, it works, and it works very well, and it makes lots of people lots of money. So, and it's plenty of these people inside the circle that are using this all the time and killing it. So if you'd like us to help give you some direction about what you should do, basically what we'll do is, Chris is going to put a link in the chat. He'll organize a time that works for you guys, that works for us. We'll get on a call. We'll map out exactly what you need to do. My point on that call would be super simple. I'll be like, you need this thing. This is what I would recommend that you do with us. You know, and you go, well, this is how much we've got to invest. And I go, right. So right now, this is exactly what you need. I don't want to sell you things that you can't afford or that you don't need, or it's not going to work. I'm only going to go, this is exactly what you need. You know, you get one reputation, and I value mine, you know, and I pride myself on helping as many people as I can. So if you want some help, what you need to do is have a chat with Chris. Some of you who are on the call that I've spoken about, like our Shopify store converter kit, you probably don't need a call with me. Like, Chris will send you a link. Check out that page. It basically, what that'll enable us to do is we'll come along and we will literally install our high converting framework on your website. And then you'll be able to go in and change images and change stuff and quick save and blah, blah, blah. Inside a week or two, you've got a high converting website. That's an option that Chris can talk to you about in the DMs and email and whatever. Feel free to add him to Facebook. He'll put a link in there so you guys can add him as a friend, add me as a friend, hit me up with any questions. For those of you that want to go faster and just get us to do it, he'll talk to you about how much it costs for us to build your website or do a brand strategy for you. It typically takes us about 8 weeks to build a Shopify site. We build about 100 a year. They're all amazing. So for those of you that are, we can talk to you about that as well. He'll talk to you about the e-commerce circle as well. I don't think there's anyone on here right now that's probably a fit for our inner circle program, but everyone on here is definitely a good fit for our community program. So literally $100 a week. And you come and you get to go to like 8-9 calls a week, and you can listen to me talk like this 3 times a week on 3 different calls. And Lockie and Chris does a call, and there's a Meta ads call and a Google ads call and an SEO call, and come to whatever you want. Don't come to what you don't want, and you'll learn so much stuff really quickly. So he'll talk to you about that. What else do we want to talk about, Chris? So
that's basically it. Look, guys, everyone's at a different stage in their journey and needs different things. That's why we're kind of encouraging. Let's just have that chat first, figure out everyone's personal strategy, and then we'll kind of let you know the best ways to tackle that next and get the most success over the next 6 months. I think if we go back to the overwhelm part of things, guys, one of the things that we tackle is really how to focus down on the most important needle moving things. When we're confused, we don't know what to do, we're not sure what the next step is. That's when that overwhelm happens, and it feels like you're juggling all these things you don't understand. So we get very clear on the major moving pieces that need to be worked on, and we kind of plan it out over your 90, 180, 360 days to kind of streamline everything. So we cut off the time, cut off the cost from trying to figure things out yourself, and just get straight to the things that we know work, because we do this every single day with, I think it's 50+ brands at the moment. So that's pretty much it.
I was talking to someone yesterday too, and he made the comment to me. He goes, there's a lot of coaching communities out there that you just like hang out and you just drink wine and you're just in there forever, and bloody takes 12 months before anything happens. Like, what I pride myself on with both my agency and e-commerce circle is that we get you to where you need to be and where you can be exceptionally fast. All right. So we're like, here's all the shortcuts. And all the shortcuts are exactly what you need to be doing right now that are going to work. You know, like, we're not here to go, hey, well, here's our 48-hour video course that you've got to watch, and, you know, it's all on you, like all the other people out there, and come to 47 calls a week and you still go, I don't know what the hell I'm doing, you know, because you're hanging out with a whole bunch of other people on the call that are all learning different things. So that's not what we're about. We're like, you're here, you know, some of you are like, whatever, you're at no revenue, and you go, I want to hit 100 grand in 6 months. We go, cool, here's the plan. Some of you go, I want to hit like 1 million inside of a year, 1 million a month inside of a year, you know, and you go, I've got a job at the moment. All right. So we've got plenty of people inside the circle. Like, you know, there's like at least 7 or 8 guys in there and ladies in there that have full-time jobs, and they've got e-com businesses now, and they're doing like $250,000 a month, you know, and they're running both businesses. So those people go, help me do that. I go, no stress, you know. Right. So that's why we're very different to most of the other communities out there. So I guess I'm kind of saying this for people who aren't here, because this video also gets syndicated to my TikTok and YouTube. And I always get heaps of DMs about this stuff. That's why I'm just sharing it so they know. So, but again, to be clear, for those of you that want to go slowly and ease into it, we can help you. And those who want to go like a rocket ship, we can absolutely help you. So, I hope that's been good, guys. Appreciate you all jamming with us. You know, like message me, message Chris. Hope to see you in the community, and wish you all the best with your building your awesome brands.
Perfect. Don't forget, add me guys on Facebook if you want to message me there. Always very available.
Cool. All right. I'll end it. Catches. Have a good one. Bye.
See you guys.
Thanks, guys.